Passport?
Here.
What is the purpose of your visit?
I live here in the US.
So you're going home.
Yeah? Part 1. Chayu. My summer began with a departure. When I traveled to South Korea this summer, I became a foreigner for the first time in a long time. For 2 weeks, I learned how to be an outsider again. This meant accepting the inevitable. I would get lost, make cultural faux pas, and only understand about 20% of any given sentence. It was difficult at first. Every day, I confronted my limits in the language. No matter how prepared you think you are, travel reveals what familiarity conceals. It creates the need to adapt and the opportunity to grow in unexpected ways. I learned quickly that survival required giving up the illusion of control. Like if you get into a taxi in Seoul and the driver only knows "hey" and "map" in English, how do you get to your destination? If your sister gets a rash and you're in front of a pharmacist in Busan, how many vocab words did you retain from class? And in Jeju, after you almost drop your glass twice in front of the ajumma who made you hukdweji, how do you tell her, "this is the best meal I've had yet"? I made every mistake the textbooks did and did not cover. I asked 3 strangers to take my photo when I actually meant that I was offering to take theirs. Teddy in the US would have been mortified and retreated into the wild, never to be seen again. But I wasn't Teddy in the US. I was experiencing the world as someone nameless, someone unknown. Without your community's expectations, your reputation, or your routine, who do you become? I became someone free. I talked to randos at baseball games and wandered aimlessly in cities, behaviors I would never entertain at home. And when I snuck into a university with a friend's ID, I know, even my crimes are nerdy, the guard chasing after me didn't have a name to call out as I ran past him to the exit. As a visitor, you're the one standing outside the door, asking to be let in to know another's culture. And what a gift that is, the choice to travel and to move between your world and someone else's for a very brief period of time. What a privilege it is to be free. But as much as you gain by being nameless, what a privilege it still is to have somewhere you can return. In college, a world traveler once told me that jet lag is just your soul trying to catch up to your body. My body is back in the United States now, and it doesn't feel safe. How long will it take my soul to catch up? Part 2. The Oath. I became a citizen of the United States on March 19 of 2025, in a city that some call sanctuary and others call lawless. I think the difference depends on who you think should be free. This is the same city where immigration and customs enforcement has been allowed to separate families and disappear people with impunity. The Deportation Data Project reports that ICE has detained over 4,900 people in Illinois from January to July of 2025. They're rappelling into buildings in the middle of the night and making propaganda with footage of those they've detained. They're harassing workers at tamale stands, patrolling our riverways with assault rifles, and arresting United States citizens. They're taking children at public parks, at schools, and in their own homes. They're using tear gas on residents who are peacefully protesting, and they're laying hands on anyone who asks if they have warrants. The federal government has sent the National Guard. If you're not scared or angry, you're not paying attention, and it's happening even if you aren't looking. I became a citizen in a time of crisis for people like me. It was my second birth. 23 years ago, I didn't have legal status. 5 years ago, I didn't have a green card. And 222 days ago, I didn't have citizenship. If an abundance of miracles hadn't made a path for my family, I could have been taken by ICE too. It doesn't feel fair that I get to write this. I don't know how to explain this feeling to you, this fear that possession of your physical body can be taken at any time, even if your body has been peaceful, has been educated and honored, has been used in service of your communities. All because of paper. And even then, green cards can't always protect you from the violence of detention. Growing up, I would pretend that I was American, just American, without all the complications of a second identity. I consumed books voraciously and practiced my pronunciation by reading aloud. I wrote poetry, I joined choir, I watched movies, and studied plays. If I could just learn the language, if I could speak it, then I could be it. And then I would remember. College admissions offices would insist that I take TOEFL and pay the international tuition. Bankers, doctors, and insurance people asked me to translate for my parents, who spoke fluent but accented English. And it felt like a warning. No matter how well you try to pass as a native, you will never belong here. It felt like being called the wrong name in my own home. And how can you belong anywhere that calls you by the wrong name? Even now, I search online to see if citizenship can ever be revoked. Before I entered the United States this summer, I sent my friends my lawyer's number in case I didn't make it back. If you think I'm overreacting, it's probably because this kind of fear isn't native to your body. It's Filipino-American History Month. The more grief I amass at witnessing current events, the more comfort I find in re-examining my people's history of resistance. We have been here before. We have survived it. We are surviving it. An elder in my community said it best when I asked him why he still organizes.
It is the best antidote against dictatorship or authoritarianism. That is what people do to advance and protect their interests. And also, it has been historically proven that organized people can topple a tyrannical rule, just like in the Philippines.
So now that I have the freedom to leave, what am I called to do when I choose to stay? What was in that oath that I took in March? Who gets to be American? Who gets to be safe? And what does it cost us when we don't speak out? Part 3. Mga pasalubong. All journeys cost something. When my dad was young, his lolo took him to Manila and told him it was actually the United States. They drove 3 hours from Pangasinan to the country's capital, where he saw buildings taller and crowds larger than his imagination. When he came back home, shouting excitedly about where he had been, everyone made fun of him, because they said, "You can't get to America by car. And even if you could," they said, "it would cost a price you can't afford." When he did reach the US, it cost him 52 years and the price of 3 visas that we would overstay. It cost him late nights, working under-the-table jobs, and traffic tickets from speeding so he could make it back home before the babysitter left. A lot of times, it cost him his dignity. In Filipino culture, we have a tradition of giving pasalubong anytime people are reunited. The word means something for when you welcome me, and is more culturally significant than the arbitrary exchange of souvenirs in the West. It is the gift of someone returning. It says, "I remembered you. You were a part of home that remained in me when the physical surroundings of it were gone." When I was naturalized this year, I got to choose my own name. Most of my family still doesn't recognize it, but at least now the law does. My dad knew my name before anybody else did. I was scared when I told him. I tried to laugh it off, but all he did was beam and ask, "Like my name?" Careful, Mom's gonna kill me. Yeah, like yours. My name is his name too, a translation of it that feels right. Both of our names were chosen in this country, and both are written in this book. It was the last gift he ever gave me.
Wish.
I wanted to leave you a pasalubong at the end of this video. I thought at first that it should be an answer to what's going on, a call to action, some advice about what we're supposed to do next. I wanted to bring you the lesson at the end of the story. I wanted to resolve it for you. A pasalubong isn't really about that, though. It is a gift, but it isn't a solution to poverty or sickness or anything else waiting for you in others' open hands. For the ones you remember, a pasalubong reduces the distance, if even just a little bit, between where you are nameless and where you are known. The love is in trying to bridge that distance. It's like a prayer. When you pray for someone, you're not claiming that you can fix whatever's breaking them, but you're bringing their worries closer to God's ears, and that shows that they matter. Our communities matter. Our stories matter. Our rights matter. Our names matter. And our lives matter. So let me pray for us.
No, it's a circle!
May all of us be liberated from chains that are seen and unseen. May all of us know the safety of home and be called the right name. May all of us voyage safely into places unknown. And may all of us welcome the stranger and be welcomed in return.
So you're coming home.
Yeah.
Yay! Yes.
That was awesome.